Welcome back, SimCar fans. If you're just joining us, we just wrapped up a great first race for this 2 for Tuesday event. The drivers are getting set to do it again, and we're getting ready to bring you another great SimCar race, brought to you by KCDI Studios. I'm your host, Josh Bonwell, and joining me back in the booth here in a few moments when he finishes up the driver briefing is John Mollahan.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, there you are, John.
Just coming back from the garage, giving the drivers the once-over for this race 2 tonight, guys. You'll see some of the drivers that scratched out in race 1 try to make up for their efforts in race 2.
That's right, and we're going to see Kyler Wynn try to double down tonight.
Can't wait to see these guys. Now, we've seen a lot of three-wide racing in race 1, but something we didn't see in the cards in that particular race was pit strategy, and that could be a factor in race 2.
That's right. We got Austin Green joining us in the chat tonight.
Hey, Austin. Oh, yeah, I see. Okay, there he is. Hey, Austin, thanks for joining us. Now, Josh, what we see tonight is 90% fuel, and I think it's about 31 laps on a full tank. So you'll see some of these drivers, you may see them come in after 6 or 7 laps, and you may see some of these drivers opt out to pit later. Now, we tend to think as drivers it's more advantageous to pit early, take less fuel, spend less time in the pits, but we'll see what kind of business decisions get made tonight.
That's right. Bear with me one second. I got to re-pull up my live timing and scoring for this new event. John, if you want to go ahead and go through the driver rundown there.
Yeah, let's go through the lineup here, guys. We see Kyler Wynn in race 2 set on the pole, trying to double down on Tuesday, followed by Raymond Rittenauer, Matt Quick, John Ward in the 4th position, veteran Autumn Kroger in 5th, Matt Lee 6th, Kenny McCullough 7th, Mark Vondell 8th. Starting outside row 5, David Sheets. Outside row 5, Danny Etzelman in 11th position. James Kaufman, 12th position. Ron Morris Jr. You see the battle of the promoters there. We've got Jeff Ford in 13th position. Ambrose Nebel in 14th. Jacob Emery starting from the 15th position tonight. Jeff Merck not having a great qualifying effort. We typically see him up front. He'll be starting in race 2 from the 16th position. Michael Daly in the 17th, Christian Martinez in the 18th position, followed up by Christian Sanford in 19th and William Scott in 20th tonight.
And there's your SimCar 2 for Tuesday starting grid rundown.
Really can't wait, guys. These drivers put on a heck of a show in race 1. Can't wait to see what they've got lined up for us in race 2.
That's right, John. Three-wide racing was the most of the event we've seen in the last race, and I bet we'll see a lot of it again tonight, or again here.
Now, I think the way they lined up last race, Josh, you had Kyler Wynn and Ray Rittenauer on the bottom line, and then you had Merck and Matt Lee on the second line, and up top, I think it was Quick and McCullough. And it played out in Matt Quick's favor, or I'm sorry, Kyler Wynn's favor, as he was able to take the win in race 1.
That's right. I was expecting the middle of the top line to win that race, but Kyler pulled it off there on the bottom. As the pace car pulls off, we're set to go green.
There you see the pace car fall off. Just to the line, take the green flag in race 2.
Kyler Wynn won the last one, and he will start from the pole on this one.
I look for some of these drivers to play it a little bit more conservative early on in this race, probably a little more so than they did in race 1. Early caution in race 1.
That's right, as we take the green here in this SimCar second race 2 for Tuesday event. Kyler Wynn getting up there kind of by himself a little bit in that bottom line. That'll hurt him going down the backstretch.
You usually see this outside line get a run off these starts and make a run going down the back chute. Sometimes the first 2 or 3 cars will have an option to dip down and get on that lower line if they want to.
That's right, as we see the first and third cars in that outside line drop down and lead the 92 out by himself. And then the 82 jumps up behind him to push him forward.
We've got the camera locked on Kenny McCullough, a veteran in the Simulation Money Racing Series. Look for him to be up front late in this one.
That's right, as we ride on board with Kenneth McCullough.
Beautiful truck. Kenny hailing out of Savannah, Georgia.
The 92 of John Ward trying to take the lead on the outside.
Look at Jim Coughlin making that push. We seen Jim get involved in that incident in race 1. He's looking to redeem himself in race 2, and that's what's awesome about tonight's lineup is that, you know, you can double down and you can win twice as much money, or you have twice the options. You know, even if you scratch out in race 1, you're back in it in race 2.
That's right. We see the 60 of Jeff Merck coming, trying to get that outside line going. With the 46 of Michael Daly behind him.
I'll look for him to go 3 wide soon, Josh.
92 jumps down to take the lead on the inside.
Oh yes, there they are.
Three lines forming up early at Talladega.
I think that's Merck on the outside. I can't quite see. I believe so, though.
In the 60.
Yes.
Being pushed by the 46 of Michael Daly. And it looks like the 20 of Jacob Emery up there with him. 92 of John Ward continuing to lead from the bottom. Tyler Wynn in the 82 trying to lead on the outside or the middle lane.
We're seeing a lot of the same thing as we see in race 1. Oh no, 3 wide.
3 wide, looks like a little net code happened there to Jeff Merck. His truck just jumped sideways all of a sudden there. Really didn't look like anybody come up into him. Jeff Merck in the 60 having a little bit of connection issues here. Here we are looking back at this incident now. Jeff Merck come down just a little bit there. Looks like the sim read him as collecting there. Sometimes that'll happen. The server will read positions just a little bit wrong as the 60 comes down and looks like causes a intermittent impact with Danny Eshelman. Five laps complete here at Talladega. We're riding on board with Jeff Merck. You can see his truck just jumped sideways there, and that's how fast it can happen. You're driving along, trying to go forward, running your race, and then all of a sudden you're pointing a different direction. Riding on board with Jeffrey Ford. Oh, let's just move it through a little bit.
Now, Josh, when I go back and look at that, I think we called that. Who did we call? We called that on Michael Daly. It looked like he shoved on Merck and ended up spitting him out on that outside line there.
Okay.
So, very unfortunate. You'll see some drivers coming into the pit and using their fast repair early. Now, they're not out of this race. Again, these drivers have a fast repair that they can use in each of tonight's races. So some of those drivers will opt to go in and get their backup truck and come back out fresh as the daisy.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you can see there from Jeff Ford's on board. It looked like Michael Daly just got into the rear of Jeff Merck a little bit wrong there.
Yeah, Jeff Ford will definitely be in the backup truck. Hopefully he didn't have to tow.
I don't think any drivers had to tow there. We are showing 3 drivers off the lead lap. That's Mark Vondell, Jeffrey Ford, and Jeff Mork. So, yep, they did have to tow. Well, we've seen 1 caution the whole night in the last race. You think we'll continue that trend?
Well, it does look to be the same as race 1. We seen an early caution, and then everything was fine until the white flag came out. We seen a small netcode incident, so look for it to go green again.
10-4, that's kind of what I'm expecting too. These drivers usually exhibit a lot of class and character on the track, so we shouldn't see too many incidents tonight. And through all of that, William H. Scott Jr. is now your leader in the 2 truck. Looking back at that incident again. Looks like we had about 6 or 7 trucks overall involved in that.
Take a look at that again, Josh. Looked like Daly again just got a hold of Merck there in the wrong way.
Yep. And there you can see him push up just a little bit there. Yeah, an unsquare push will do that.
Definitely on the outside line in the Trove. You have to be extra cautious.
Absolutely.
All right, well, it looks like it's going to be a lot of the same here in race 2. Pit strategy will not be a factor, as these cars should have plenty of fuel to make it to the end now.
Yes, sir, we won't see any more cautions tonight. When we have that first caution in the last race on lap 2.
Yeah, and then again, everything went green after that. We've seen some awesome 3-wide racing all race long. We look for more of the same here in race 2.
Yes, sir, we have William H. Scott Jr. in first place now. John Ward in the 92 will start on his outside. Matthew Lee in the 04 coming up to fill the 3rd position, and Ray Rittenhauer filling 4th, and Matt Quick rounding out your top 5.
See the lights go off on the pace car. They'll start forming up 2 wide. They'll be going green coming out of 4 this go.
Yeah, I look for the guys to forget where the brake pedal's at now and just race it out. We'll have, what, 23 laps to go when the green flag comes out?
Yes, sir, that sounds about right. We'll be coming to complete lap 7 this time around.
Yeah, and we've seen it plug up 3 wide pretty early into that run, which will limit your options for getting to the front, so you'll want to try to get there fast, I think.
We'll see if this outside line can get that run that they usually do coming out of 2, going down the back chute. What kind of business decisions get made by John Ward?
Showing 4 drivers off of the lead lap now. We have the 59 of Mark Vondell, the 20 of Jacob Emery, the 95 of Jeffrey Ford, and the 60 of Jeff Merck. Excuse me, folks. So yeah, without any more cautions, these guys' night will be over, but it's never over till it's over here at SimCar.
No, again, even we got 16 cars on the lead lap.
Yes, sir, 16 cars on the lead lap. Pace car is off the track. Ready to restart this Tuesday, 2 for Tuesday.
Green flag, green flag.
William Scott gets it in a little bit early there and gets a jump on the bottom.
All right, guys, let's see what this outside line can do as we see John Ward being shoved by Matt Lee outside. Looks like Scott was going to come up
into the top lane there for a second and then jumped it back down. He'll go backwards now as the 92 of John Ward, and 87 of Ray Rittenhauer powered that outside line forward. Oh, and we have the 2 turned up into drivers on the back stretch. It looks like we'll stay green. Looked like the 2 was another recipient of a bad push there. Back up front with your leaders, John Ward takes the lead. Matt Lee now taking the lead from the outside, being pushed by Ray Rittenhauer in the 87. Danny Eshelman in the 17, rounding out the 4 drivers to remain in the lead draft.
The yellow flag is out.
And now we have a caution out on the speedway. Looks like that incident was bad enough to merit a in-house caution. Don Mullahan making the decision there. John going back and looking at the replay and deciding, yes, there should be a caution for that incident. That will put Matthew Lee in the 04 in the lead. Ray Rittenhauer and John Ward round out your top 3. Trying to go back and see what happened. It looked from my angle that the 2 truck got a bad push and it shoved him up through 2 lanes of traffic into the outside wall.
All right, Josh, we made it back. Had to have a talk with the drivers.
Yes, sir. How did that fare out?
Well, we did end up throwing a manual caution, as it is a sim car rule that any wreck involving 3 or more cars that impedes the flow of the race will grant a manual caution. So that's what we did there. We went back and we took a look, and it looked like Matt Quick was shoving on John Ward just a little too hard. So unfortunately, Matt Quick gets an EOL. Now, with that being said, that's not the end of Matt Quick's night. Very easy to come back in these super speedways. Don't count them out just yet.
10-4, Matt Quick being one of those drivers that doesn't have any problems getting to the front.
Absolutely not. He's got his radar locked on, and he will be back up there before the end of this thing.
Drivers now pulling off a pit road, getting some damage fixed, getting a little more fuel in case there's some green-white checkers. Matthew Lee now leading here in this Sim Car 2 for Tuesday event.
Yeah, we see some decisions getting made earlier, and, unfortunately, they don't always work out.
Well, we've seen 1 caution in the first race. Now we have 2 cautions in the second race. Hopefully that will be all that we see.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys now have used up their fast repair, so they know, there's nothing left in the holster. Play it conservative and save it for the last lap when it's time to really make the money.
Hey, thank you, Austin. Great to hear that. We try to put on a quality show. Drivers getting set to take the green here at Talladega. We should be on 2 to green now, aren't we, John?
Yes, the lights are still on the pace car, so it is 2 to green. Look for the lights to go off coming to the line this time.
10-4.
Looks like our top 5 is going to shake out as Matt Lee, Raymond Rittenauer, John Ward, Danny Etchelman, and Kristen Martinez.
That's right, and James Kaufman and Kyler Wynn will restart in 6th and 7th. Ambrose Neville and Michael Daly will start 8th and 9th, and David Sheets will round out your top 10. Autumn Koger will restart in 11th, with Ron Morris restarting in 12th. Matt Quick will restart 13th. Christian Sanford will restart 14th. And Mark Vondell is your last driver on the lead lap, restarting 15th. Pace car lights are out and the cars are stacking up to go green.
Chitter chatter over the driver's radio. You'll have to excuse me as I was trying to listen in.
Oh, it's fine, John.
Look for these drivers to be more conservative until the white flag flies in race 2.
Is that kind of what you're hearing over the radio?
That's
Everybody
the
trying
news
to wind
feedback
down?
I'm getting. Yeah, I'm hearing the drivers say that I think they're going to play it safe for the rest of the race.
I'm going to laugh real hard when they go 3 wide coming out of 2.
You know, and it's hard not to sometimes. When you get a run in these trucks, sometimes you just don't want to let off, and especially when that outside line is open, so you take advantage of it and hope for the best.
That's right, being's the fact that it could plug up at any time, and then you're stuck back there in 12th.
Yeah, now at SimCar, unlike a lot of other series, there's no 3 wide rule, so you can go 3 wide as soon as you cross the line, should you make that business decision to do so.
That's right, no passing before the start-finish line, but after, anything goes.
Right on board here with Jim Kaufman, taking a look at that lineup. We got a Cowboys fan out there.
Yes, sir, Jim Kaufman in the Cowboys truck tonight.
I think that's Jim in the 9 and in the...
8.
Yeah, there we go.
There we are on board with Ambrose Nebel as the pace car pulls off the track and we prepare to go green. Christian Sandberg's view out his window.
Keep an eye on this Christian Martinez here. This is a new guy, and he's really out here trying to make a name for himself. Again, he's just basically waiting on Lady Luck at this time because he's got his name in the hat almost every time.
That's right. We SimCars has seen a couple of first-time drivers pick up the win here.
Yeah, we've seen guys roll straight out of Michigan officials and come in here and win money in the SimCar Super Speedway Series as we come to the green flag.
Green flag is out with the 04 of Matt Lee leading on the bottom line. Looks like he's going to try and jump up into the middle and stall it out a little bit.
Wow, man, it's hard to get Matt Lee off that bottom, but you see him come up. Oh, but he made a business decision to go back down.
You heard it here first, John. They're 3 wide out of 2.
Yep. You called it.
Looks like the 9 truck of James Kaufman leading that outside line, trying to get his truck to the front.
Being pushed by Ambrose Nebel on that outside line. Look for them to come up front soon.
Right, James Kaufman is your FEG PC Championship Segment 7 winner.
Yeah, Jim was basically Denzel Washington for a while. Man on fire. We had several money finishes, and also, again, like you mentioned, Josh, was the Segment 7 champion.
Looking at the motor there of John Ward for a moment. Everything looks good inside the motor housing. We've got a few drivers colliding into turn 3. Everything looks clear on the track. We'll stay green. Ray Rittenauer trying to get his 87 machine to the front. Not quite enough to lead that lap. 17 of Danny Eshelman pushing the 87 of Ray Rittenhauer in the middle line. Jeff Merck trying to get one of his laps back the hard way on the
Yellow flag
outside.
is out.
Drivers a little disorganized as they head into turn 3. Caution is out at Talladega. Looks like John had to make the decision to throw another caution flag. Caution returning for the third time tonight in this SimCar Tuesday 2 for Tuesday event. Have to excuse me a little bit, folks. I'm stumbling all over my words tonight. Looking back at the incident that brought out the caution. Nope, that's not it. We got to go back a little bit further, it looks like. Not quite sure who brought that out. Go back here and have a look on my replay.
Made it back to the booth, Josh.
Yes, sir, John. What have you found?
Well, we went back. We did throw another manual caution. You really don't see too many of those in the SimCar series, but it looked like Ambrose Neville was shoving on Jim Kaufman a little hard on that outside line and got Jim squirrely and caused that whole thing.
Okay. That'll do it. We've seen 2 incidents tonight from the outside line. Both with bad
kind of crazy.
involved. There we are looking at Ambrose there. We'll see if we can get the cameras focused on the crash.
Just heard Ambrose there on the radio.
These are a little hard to grab sometimes. We'll get all of these kinks worked out for you and have these broadcasts just on point here in no time. I'll say this, John, it is hard getting all the little gremlins to keep from showing their faces throughout a broadcast.
Yes, it is. It's not easy. Very difficult to do. Always a quality production over here at SimCar.
Yes, we try our hardest, and we are always pushing the limits of what we can do to bring more features and quality to these broadcasts. Tonight being the inclusion of our podium finishers interviews, which went off without a hitch at the end of our first race. Like to thank our viewers for tuning in with us tonight at SimCar. I tell you, John, it's been real nice having you up in the booth with us tonight.
Oh man, yeah, I love being up here. I'm not gonna lie though, I kind of feel like a circus performer here as I'm juggling multiple duties. I hope you guys are enjoying the show this evening.
I know you've really had me talking a bunch tonight, and I'm just about talked out. I'm stumbling all over all of my words.
Just going back here in the black driver's black box and clearing some black flags for some of these drivers.
10-4.
Let's take a look at this line up here. Looks like it's going to be Matt Lee, followed by John Ward, Raymond Rittenauer, Danny Etchelman, and Christian Martinez, still up there with his name in the hat, searching for Lady Luck tonight in the Dallas Cowboys 1 car.
Well, I tell you, the Dallas Cowboys need all the success they can get.
Yeah, a lot of people, big fans of the Dallas Cowboys, having a very successful year.
Yeah, everybody deserves to win a little. Pace car lights are out. We're preparing to go green here at Talladega for this Sim Car 2 for Tuesday event.
Yeah, when we come around this time, Josh, that will be the completion of lap 18, so not many laps to go. We'll see some things really start getting dicey in these final 10, 11 laps.
That's right, track position being paramount. I imagine we'll see that top line fill up pretty quickly, and probably not very many position changes after it.
You wouldn't think. A lot of these drivers have already used their fast prepare here in race 2, so I look for them to be much more conservative, but I said that earlier, and obviously we see we're under caution again, Josh.
That's right, seeing a little bit of left side damage on the 9 truck there, 9 of James Kaufman. Hopefully that won't impede him a little too bad. Field stacked and packed as we come out of 4. Preparing for the pace car to drop off.
Real quick, while we're still under yellow, Josh, we want to throw out that we've got something really, really special lined up for this Saturday here at SimCar. Our biggest race to date. More money than ever, over $700 in cash prizes.
That's right, folks. Watch for that in our Discord for more details.
Green flag, green flag.
Here we come to the line to take the green.
Matt Lee getting a little bit of a jump there on that bottom line.
Yeah, let's take a look. I think that's John Ward there on the outside line.
Yes, John Ward in the 92 trying to get his truck to the front. It'll be interesting to see if any of these drivers can get clear, if they'll change their lines or if they'll hang out in it.
As we see Etzelman shoving Ward there to try to get that run going down the backstretch.
Both lines being caught up pretty well on this restart.
Look at that. We spoke earlier. Kyler Wynn back front again.
That's right. It's anybody's race until it's the checkered flag.
Just spotted his truck. Third truck back on the outside line. Keep an eye on him.
Right, Kyler Wynn, our previous event winner. Matt Quick in the 89 falling down to the bottom line. Matt Lee in the 04 continuing to lead from the bottom.
I think we see some of these drivers being a little more content. Wait until the money lap.
One of the drivers we seen up front earlier, William Scott Jr., has fallen back to 14th. And Kenneth McCullough is in 15th, our last driver on the lead lap.
Yeah, we see Kenny back here playing it safe. He's anticipating a yellow, I would imagine, waiting for the right time to strike.
That's right, Kenny being another one of those drivers who can get to the front with relative ease. We see a third line forming up there now. It's going to be led by the 82 of Kyler Wynn.
Oh, wow, Kyler Wynn trying to... Oh, we see some contact that looked like with Etzelman.
Light contact, everybody keeps it together.
We'll see if they can get the momentum gathered back up to make a run down the backstretch.
92 and the 04 neck and neck going into 3.
Matt Lee and Ray Rittenauer down at the bottom. Familiar positions for these guys.
That's right, I think they were in this orientation last race, just with one more driver in front of them.
Well, I think Ray was pushing Kyler on the bottom line in that last race. Now we see Kyler and don't know who that is pushing him on the outside line.
If we can get it there. Oh, that's the 06 of David Sheets.
Oh, awesome. Sheets an awesome teammate to have out there as far as having somebody to shove you.
Right, all of these drivers very talented, as we see them running 3 wide for the majority of our events.
A lot of teams out here tonight, Josh.
Looking back to the field.
We're going to see some strategy with some of these teams start to form up here as we come to the final laps.
That's right, John Ward getting that middle line's momentum going.
Yeah, look at it, 3 wide, ever so smooth coming through that travel. Well, that's where you have to be the most careful, because if you accidentally get into the tailgate of the truck in front of you, it can get real squirrely real fast.
Oh, we've got the 17 around Beshelman. Looks like he might have been another recipient of a bad push in the corner. Go back here and have a look at the 17 and see what happened. Yeah, looks like the truck behind him just a little too tight on the rear bumper. Getting Eshelman loose in the corner, and he had nothing to do. I believe that was the 9 truck of James Kaufman getting into the rear of Eshelman. Eshelman wiggled a little bit in the corner there. Kaufman had the bumper too close, and he wiggled and spun it. Not too many drivers getting involved in this wreck. Maybe another 5 or 6. Hopefully they all had fast repairs to get them back into this event.
All right, guys, it looked like that one was going to be called on Jim Kaufman, a member of Team 3, spinning the 6-car Danny Etchelman around.
Again, we talked about earlier, these little mistakes can cost you. Especially now coming with 7 to go. You can ill afford an end of lap penalty.
I can't imagine very many of these trucks have fast repairs left, so it's going to shake out. I keep saying they're going to be more cautious, but it's just not happened yet.
That's right, seeing 4 cautions in this event now. I imagine we're out of spare trucks.
So we see patience really starting to run thin here in race 2. They were very patient in race 1, but we see it running thin here in race 2, Josh.
And you know, sometimes you can look at these dual races as one longer race that has a breakup point that pays in the middle. Now, being the end of this second event, the drivers are hungrier with no more opportunities to win any money.
You see a new driver up front, the 92 John Ward. He's been up front here tonight in race 2, but overall a new face to the front here. He also out here looking for Lady Luck. We see Christian Martinez up a spot into the 4th position, still out there looking for his.
Yes, sir, a lot of hungry drivers in this second event. Matt Lee continuing to lead. We are 5 to go. Sorry, 6 to go. We'll be 5 to go next time at the line.
Josh had to jump back over there into driver communications again to help settle some issues over there.
That's fine.
On board now with Matt Lee.
Driving the race.
I'm here with Ron Morris hailing out of Columbia, South Carolina. We see Ron back there in the top 10.
Ron Morris in 10th position, yes sir. The amount of drivers on the lead lap have shrunk to 11 now. James Kaufman rounding out your last position on the lead lap. Man, you'd think we'd see more drivers on the lead lap with 4 cautions now. That'd be 4 opportunities for drivers to get their lap back. Jeffrey Ford being one of the drivers involved in that first wreck, losing a lap. He still has not been able to get his lap back yet. Or is Michael Daly. Pace car lights are out. Field will stack up double file. Will be 4 to go when the drivers take the green. Second event of this SimCar 2 for Tuesday has been a little wilder than our previous events, showing 4 cautions so far tonight.
Ooh, Josh just made it back, and I'm telling you, it's a boiler room over there with these drivers. Tempers are high over there.
Oh, I bet seeing this many cautions tonight, the patience is about to run out.
Yeah, I look for a lot of really tight, aggressive racing here in the final few laps.
That's right, it's time to put all the chips on the table.
We're down in Talladega, Alabama, but it sure does feel like Vegas.
That's right, temperature spiking on and off the track. A couple of drivers retiring early tonight. Looking back at some of the incidents we've had tonight. Seeing Danny Eshelman get turned by the 9 of James Kaufman. Been an exciting night, John, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pulling off the track.
Have to jump back over there, back in the boiler room again, Josh. Wow. Getting some reports of Ron Morris. Getting some reports of Ron Morris having some equipment difficulties there in the 76 truck. Keep an eye on him.
10-4 will do that as we go green. 92 of John Ward getting a good jump on the outside this time.
Only 11 cars on the lead lap now, Josh. Anybody's race in that first 12 car. I'm sorry, pack of 12 there. It's pack of 11. You're right.
That's right, and I'm actually showing Ron Morris there off the track now, losing time by the second. So that'll leave 10 drivers on the lead lap. Matthew Lee in the 04 continuing to lead on the bottom.
A lot of chitter chatter over the drivers' radios. We see Matt Lee continuing to lead the pack. Looks like Kenny McCullough on the outside trying to shove Koger, but they're all alone. Oh no!
Oh no! We've seen Matt Quick jump up into the outside lane there. I can't tell if he got shoved in the rear, but it looked like he come down and turned another truck. And we're under caution again at Talladega for the 5th time tonight. This will set us up for green-white checkers here at SimCar. Drivers trying their hardest to drag the event out tonight. Looking back here. Now we've seen Matt Quick jump up into that middle line. There goes Matt into the middle. Looks like he gets a bump coming out of the corner. And that sends him off into another driver, causing a cascading effect.
All right, Josh just made it back. It looked like we seen John Ward shoving Matt Quick and bringing that yellow out.
Yes, all the cautions tonight being products of bad pushes.
Yeah, it does seem to be that way. People being a little too aggressive too early tonight.
That's right, maybe pushing a little too far back in the line. You can push the driver in front of you really hard if there's nobody in front of him. But once you go back into that third spot in line, you really can't do a lot of pushing with your bumper, or you get the driver in front of you out of shape and cause an event like this. See drivers scattering all over the track to try to avoid this.
Let's go back here and take a look at it. Oh wow, everything just happened so fast, it's almost impossible to avoid sometimes. We've got viewer Rob Lovejoy joining us in the on the airways tonight. He says he's not anticipating very many cars finishing on the lead lap with racing like this in race 2.
That's absolutely right. They keep this up for 3 more green-white checkers, and we won't have any trucks finishing this race.
Hey, Matt Lee doesn't have a problem with this up front, him or Sheets. They don't mind this at all.
That's right, Matt Lee not being involved in any event incidents tonight.
We see Ward come in, and it looks like he's just using his fast repair. Keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on that Christian Martinez, still up there riding in that 5th position, waiting to make his move. It won't be easy to do on that low line. You definitely want to be starting on the outside on these final restarts.
That's right. Matt Baker joining us in the chat this evening. Again, I'd like to thank all of the fans for tuning in with us at SimCar. Means a lot to us at SimCar and KCDI Studios as we strive to bring you the best broadcasts possible.
Now, Josh, all bets are off when we take the green now. Drivers don't really have to worry about their temperatures or oil temperature or anything of that nature. You'll see these trucks locked up, nose to tail, 2, 3, 4 deep to make these to make this final run towards the checker flag.
That's right. Temperature's not being a concern now. If you're not planning on passing somebody, you're just going to lock onto their bumper and shove. Looking back at this incident again with Eshelman. Cars scattering all over the track to try to avoid it, but there's really nowhere to go. Sorry, that was Matt Quick. Nine drivers being shown on the lead lap now. Pace car lights are off. Matt Lee leading with the 06 of David Sheets starting on the outside of him now. And look at that, Autumn Koger and Kenneth McCullough have jumped up into 3rd and 4th. Christian Martinez is going to start his final run here in 5th place. Hopefully final run.
We see our first green-white checker attempt of the night.
Yeah, and about half of the drivers, over half of the drivers out of contention now.
Yep. Let's take a look here. It looks like 9 drivers on the lead lap. Still my driver to keep an eye on. Christian Martinez there in that 1 Dallas Cowboys car. Got his work cut out for him on that bottom line, but don't count him out.
That's right. Christian Martinez trying to make something happen tonight.
You see a couple wily old, we call them goats in the chat rooms, because these guys are some of the greatest of all time. In that Matt Lee and Kenny McCauley, you see him occupying the pole position and the 4th position as well.
Right, Kenneth McCullough seeing a lot of success this year in the money racing. We usually find him finishing in a money position. Somebody to watch out for as we get ready to take the green.
Oh boy.
So what do you think, John? They gonna keep here 2 wide till the last lap, or are they just gonna fan it out 3 wide immediately?
Nah, man, Josh, these boys ain't got them in them tonight. They're not keeping anything in the stables. They're letting them all run. Look for them to go 3 wide early and roll the dice.
10-4 sounds like they're gonna stay on par then.
Here we come to the line. Let's take a look and see how this thing shakes out.
Green, green, green.
One thing to remember, Josh, they only have to get past that first lap. Once the white flag comes out, regardless of what happens after that, the race is over. How they finish after that lap.
That's right. Once the drivers take the white flag, all bets are off. Watching these 4 drivers get up to speed here. Nicola pushing Sheets on the outside. Looks like he's going to come clear of Lee.
Looks like that outside line's going to form up and really get that run. Let's see what happens here.
Couldn't quite tell if Sheets was clear there. If he was, he didn't take the position.
Ooh, shaking and baking out here. All right, guys, here we come to the line. Once we cross the line, the race will be whatever happens, happens. 1 to go.
That's right. The race will be official.
All right, guys, this is that's it. This is it, the final lap. Matt Lee on the bottom, the 06 of David Sheets up high, being shoved by Kenny McCullough and Matt Quick.
And we are still 2 wide as the cars come out of 2. There goes 1-2 drivers peeking up into that 3rd line.
Matt Lee, Autumn Koger, maybe John Ward there on the bottom, shoving that bottom row. Merck behind them.
Matt Quick in the 89 jumps up to the outside line. It looks like he's going to get hung a little bit.
Matt Quick looking to double down.
Lead.
Really hoping to get some momentum.
Front. Oh, the get together. The 06 is going to maintain the lead. They wreck again behind him. The 06 will take the win. Looks like Kenneth McCullough finished 2nd sideways. And the field wrecked behind David Sheets. And that put Christian Sanford into 3rd place in that 28 truck. John Ward in the 92 in 4th, and Christian Martinez will finish in 5th. Wow, what a wild finish that was. And going through the rest of the rundown here, Autumn Koger will finish 6th. James Kaufman will finish 7th. Matthew Lee will finish 8th from leading the majority of the race. And Matt Quick will finish 9th. Jeffrey Ford will finish in 10th position. And Jeff Merck will finish in 11th, with Ron Morris finishing 12th. 13th position will finish Ray Rittenhauer, and 14th is Michael Daly. Danny Eshelman will finish his night out in 15th. Tyler Wynn will finish 16th, and Mark Vondell will finish 17th. William H. Scott Jr. finishes in 18th. Jacob Emery finishes in 19th, and Ambrose Nebel will finish his night in 20th. 2 great races and 2 great finishes tonight at SimCar. We're going to try and get your top 3 for interviews. David Sheets burning it down in that 06. Congratulations to him on winning race 2. Waiting to see if any of these drivers will show up for interviews. Have a look at this finish again. Coming to the white flag, everything looks good. Nice and calm. And coming out of 2, the race is on. Pete's holding his position in the middle line, and Matt Lee beneath him. Everybody again holding good form through 3 and 4. Then as we come out of 4 and into the tri-oval, you'll see Lee come up into the 6 a little bit. And somehow the 06 was able to grab onto it and hang on to it and grab the win, as every driver behind him wrecked. Great bit of driving by the 06 of David Sheets. Well, it looks like these drivers are in a hurry to get on to the next race, which should be starting here in a few minutes, so we will forego the driver interviews tonight. And again, thanking all of you from SimCar and KCDI Studios for coming out tonight. I'm Josh Bonwell, being joined with John Mullahan. Camera angles being provided by Kent Williams tonight. We thank you all, and have a good night.